Well, as always, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Thursday, which means it is a chair yoga day. So, as always, chair yoga is a wonderful way to incorporate different variations of yoga poses, and it really allows us to think outside the box when it comes to how we define yoga poses in our mind. So they don't all have to be, these big, elaborate, stretchy, strong poses. Yoga is just as effective, sometimes more so, even when you are letting your body rest and relax, or just when you're utilizing a chair. Sometimes chair yoga can actually make you work. In this class today, we are going to be taking it a little easier. So I hope that you enjoy this. And, keep in mind you can always incorporate some of these stretches into your day anytime. So if you work in an office and you sit in a chair, um, you know, remember a couple of these and do them throughout the day. Alrighty, we're gonna start by connecting with our breath. So I'm gonna ground down with my feet into the floor, roll my shoulders down my back. And for our breath work today, we're gonna use our arms in a little bit of a different way. Inhale, we're gonna reach our arms forward and up, kind of like we're just sweeping the front of us, and then exhale as we lower. If that doesn't feel good and you prefer to use your arms the way we typically do, go for it. But I'm just offering something a little different today. Sweeping the arms forward and up as we inhale, and down as we exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. And our affirmation today while we're breathing is, I forgive myself for any wrongdoing. I forgive myself for any wrongdoing. I no longer judge or criticize myself. I am free to love who I am. All right, exhale, release the hands down. Let's move on to our next stretches. Lower your chin to your chest, pausing to stretch the back of your neck, and then gently rolling from one side to the other. Nice and slow. Checking in with your neck, seeing how it feels. Taking this opportunity to actually listen to your body in whatever way it's speaking to you today. One of the greatest skills that we can gain by practicing yoga is the ability to listen to our body, to our thoughts, gaining awareness of our behaviors. Coming back to center, turn your gaze over to your right shoulder, stretching the left side of your neck. And then we will switch directions. Beautiful. Come back to center, coming down into our shoulders. Inhale as you reach them up, back, and down, really exaggerating through the shoulder movements. Option to bring your hands to your shoulders and inviting the elbows to join you in your shoulder rotation. And then we'll go the opposite direction. Seeing how this feels differently through the shoulders than other days. And then come on back down to center, moving down to our waist, giving ourselves a little bit of spine mobility, spine stretching. You may notice that you don't twist quite as deep when you're seated in the chair, and that's okay. Always start slow and small, and then you can increase as necessary. Or you can always use the chair or a different prop if you have one, like the wall or a dresser, and pause in a side stretch, side twist for a moment, making sure you get each side. Beautiful. Come on back down to center. Next, moving into our hips. So our hips are a little bit more challenging to to open up in the chair. You can do our seated knee raises or leg raises. I'm actually going to stand for this one and just use the chair for stability because I really like to open up my hips and I like the range of motion that I'm allowed when I am standing. Stretching the full leg forward. All right, other side. And the full leg. All right, coming back down to your chair. I actually want to grab some notes here. Coming on back down to your chair. And now we'll move into our feet and ankles. Well, actually, we have one more on our hips. This one we can do seated. So we're going to open the book and close the book. And I'm going to alternate sides on this one. That just seems a little easier in the chair. Open the book, close the book. I'm going to alternate sides. I'm going to do one more each side. Beautiful. And then we'll come back to center. Moving on down to our feet and ankles. So I'm just going to start with one ankle at a time, rolling it out one direction, flipping the direction, and then other ankle and opposite direction. Beautiful. Next up, our feet and toesies. So with our feet flat on the mat, lift your toes up, spread them out, fan them as wide as you can, and then lower them back down, and then scrunch them in toward you. Release to center or flat. Come back up, spread them out as wide as you can, lower them back down, and then scrunch them in. Last time, back to neutral, spread them out, lift up, creating space, nice strong little toes, release them down, and scrunch them in. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to move into our flow, but today we're going to just kind of take it a little slower and just enjoy some different styles of chair yoga stretches. So we'll be mostly seated today. Again, if you don't have a chair, you're welcome to do this on like your bed or couch or even the floor for a lot of these. So move wherever it feels comfortable for you. Alrighty, so let's start with a few cat-cows on our chair. So I'm going to start with my hands at my knees, and I'm going to reach my arms up, squeezing my shoulder blades together, pulling my elbows back, lifting through my chest, and arcing my back for a seated cow pose. Now listen to your spine. How deep does it want to go? It doesn't have to go super deep. We're just opening up the spine on the front side of the body. And then moving into cat pose, I'm going to move my hands forward, reaching them away from me with my palms down. Using this motion to pull my arms forward, separating the shoulder blades as I round the spine and tuck the chin. Let's do another one each direction. Inhale, cow, lifting through the chest, opening up through the shoulders, squeezing the upper back, and then exhale, cat pose. Reach the fingertips forward, palms down, tuck the chin. Beautiful. Coming back down, check back in with your breath. How are we feeling there? You know, there's actually a pose that I wanted to try with you, and it does require a block. It's just a little foot stretch. If you don't have a block handy, that is okay. anything can do, but I wanted to try a couple of stretches through our feet using our blocks today. So I am going to put my block, I should probably just need one right now, down in front of me. And I'm just gonna, and again, you can use anything. I think a block is a really good shape and size, but if you don't have a block handy, you can use, you know, anything that you have laying around or nothing at all. Place the balls of your feet on the block and then just allow your ankle to to fall below that line so you can stretch out the top of your ankle and the back of your ankle here. Maybe you'll feel a little bit in the calf as well. And then opposite direction, just lift your knee, pointing your toes, again stretching out through the front of your ankle. We're just going to alternate that on one foot at a time, lowering the heel down, lifting it up. These little mini like calf raises, if you ever do those at the gym or on a curb. We're just going to go nice and slow and use the block to get that same stretch through the ankle and calf. All right, let's do one more of this foot. And then we're going to switch sides, switch feet. So moving your other foot over. So starting with the ankle down. So you're really just resting the ball of your foot on the corner of your block if you are using a block. And then we'll press down, lifting the ankle up. See how that activates the calf, lowering the heel back down, stretching through the shins. You can just continue to alternate at a pace that feels good for you. You don't have to wait for me. You can go slower than me, whatever feels right. Listen to those ankles, see how they feel. Alrighty, and then there we go. We will pass our block off, see how that feels on our feet a little bit later on. Okay, great. Now we're going to go into a couple of different sort of variations with our sitting down on our chair. We have practiced some different variations of like Warrior 2 before on our chair. I'm going to show you even a different option than what we've practiced before. So we're going to get into our Warrior 2, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to start with one foot, one knee pointing forward. We will need to kind of sit on the front of our chair for this, and then I just want you to open up your other knee so your knees make about a 90-degree angle. So you have one knee, one foot pointing forward, and the other one pointing directly at the side. This would be a little bit more challenging, I think, if you didn't have a chair. So if you don't have a chair, then just feel free to kind of customize this in a different way. But when you get your legs in place, I want you to sit nice and tall, reaching up through the torso, and then just open your arms out to a T. So you're still going to get this sort of 45-degree rotation with your torso toward your knee. You're not going to go all the way to the front or all the way to the side. Your torso is kind of reaching somewhere in the middle here, and you're going to get a nice little stretch through the upper portion of the back. But I want you to still think about this being your Warrior 2. So how does this feel different compared to a standing Warrior 2 or even a different Warrior 2 that we've offered in the chair, if you remember any of those? Gazing over your fingertips, nice strong arms. Beautiful. So I have my left knee forward. So if you have your left knee forward, then we're going to reach our right hand down and left arm up and finding a reverse warrior here. Beautiful. Coming on back down to center. And then finding a extended side angle with our warrior chair legs. So just take your left elbow to your left knee and then still reach your right arm to the sky, or opposite if you have the different leg forward. So see how these still work the torso and give you those great torso stretches, even when you're giving your legs some opportunity to relax. Let's come on back to our warrior two, holding here. Beautiful. And then let's come back to center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. So I like to have my knees further wide in my seated forward fold. You can have them closer together if that feels like a better stretch to you. So hips are still seated on the mat, just relaxing our head and neck down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Come up to your fingertips, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, forward fold once again. Inhale, rise all the way up to seated. And then we're going to try our warrior series on the other leg. So whichever leg you had forward before, choose the opposite one. Have your front knee pointing directly forward, opening up to about that 45-degree angle, coming toward the top of your chair so your hips and legs have plenty of room. And when you're ready, reach your arms out in opposing directions and gaze over your, so I have my right knee forward, so I'm gazing over my right fingertips. Feeling the activity through the arms and upper back. Really reach your fingers in opposing directions. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior. So flip your right palm to the sky if you're on the right side like I am. Reach your right arm up. Let your left arm just reach along the inside of that back thigh. Feeling a nice stretch through the torso. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And then let's try our warrior with an extended side angle. Take the right forearm, place it on the right knee, and reach your left arm to the sky, or opposite, whichever leg you have forward. Inhale, reaching the fingers up, hold here, and exhale. Inhale, come back to our warrior two. Exhale, hold. Inhale, arms come up. Bring your knees back to center, facing forward. Forward fold once again. Moving nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. And exhale, release the hands back down. Inhale, come all the way back up. Option to use your hands. Next, we're going to move into a hip stretch with a seated figure four. So placing your left knee down, just take your right ankle and bring it up to your left thigh. Now, if this is still too much for your legs or your hips, you do have the option to extending that left knee forward and allowing your right ankle to come a little bit lower on your shin there, or you could even use a block to place your right foot on as well to get a little bit of a hip stretch here. But if your hips feel okay, I encourage you to try this seated variation just so you can get a little bit deeper into those hips. You might feel that along the back side of your right hip. Inhale, sit nice and tall. And then exhale, just shift your shoulders forward. It doesn't have to go far. Try to avoid rounding the spine. Keep the spine nice and long, rolling the shoulders back and pulling with your chest to reach forward to get that nice stretch. Beautiful. Slowly reach yourself back up and then release that right foot down. And then we'll do the opposite side. So bringing the left foot up to the right thigh or top of the knee there. And just pause, see how this feels. If this is really uncomfortable in the hips, then you can feel free to straighten out that right leg, allowing the ankle to land lower. You can even use a block to rest your foot on to get a little bit of a stretch in the hip there. So find the level that feels good. You want a good stretch without causing any pain. Hold it here, inhale. And exhale, shift the chest forward, rolling the shoulders down your back. Feeling the stretch along the back side. Maybe through the side of your hip, wherever you feel it. Just take notice. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up. And release. Alrighty. So really mild stretches today, but I wanted to give us just some different ways that we could utilize the chair for some really gentle stretching. And remember, these are things that we can do anytime throughout the day. So it's taking just a couple minutes to invite some stretching, maybe during a work break, can really help open up your body and refresh the mind a little bit. Well, now that we've completed a few stretches, let's enjoy a seated guided meditation. So you can stay seated in your chair. If you are in one, feel free to scoot yourself back. Option to even rest in the chair using the backing to support you. Or if you want to feel a little bit more active, keep your spine nice and forward. Allow your arms to rest on your thighs and knees. Roll your shoulders down your back, ground into the mat or your floor with your feet, and if it feels okay, gently close the eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out. Take another longer inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Take your third largest, deepest breath yet. Trying to invite in as much air as you can possibly fit into your lungs. Pause when you reach the top and forcibly exhale everything out. Continue to connect with your breath, allowing it to return to its natural pace and speed and depth. And just allow yourself to observe that breath. Taking a lot of focus on just observing our body today. No judgment, no expectation, nothing for it to be good or bad at. We're just noticing what is. I forgive myself for any wrongdoing. Now, this can be something as simple as passing judgment on yourself or others. Or maybe there's something weighing on you. Allow yourself to breathe in forgiveness toward yourself. And exhale. Feel any of that guilt, or shame begin to soften as you exhale and release it. As you inhale, invite compassion toward yourself just as much as you offer others. Let it break up anything that's blocking you from the inside. And exhale, release that out. Feeling any fragments of stuff exiting through your airstream. Now, if something really heavy is coming up, then let's not focus on that action right now. Let's focus on something easy. Something easy that you can forgive yourself for. And just keep that cycle going with each inhale, inviting in kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. And with each exhale, feeling any of that negative shame or guilt that you were holding on to begin to break away and exit through your airstream. Allowing each inhale to flood you with peace, calm, acceptance. And every exhale to shed, to strip, to peel away anything that's holding you down. I'm going to give you a few moments of silence here to continue through this practice. Inhale the love and kindness towards yourself. Exhale to release any weight of negativity. And then in a few moments, I will guide us out of the practice so that we may return to our beautiful day. Gently bring awareness back to your body and your breath. Take a cleansing inhale through the nose. And exhale, just sigh it out, releasing anything that you are holding on to. On your next inhale, slowly sweep your arms above you, reaching your palms together and slowly lowering your thumbs into your chest. Take a deep inhale through the nose. May we look inward for validation and acceptance. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your lips. May we speak words of truth, kindness, and forgiveness, even to ourselves. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center. May we be the change we wish to see in this world. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself with love and light, and exhale to share that with the world. Namaste.